Today is Tuesday, April 22nd, 2014. This is first in a series that I hope will be, if not daily, ongoing and regular, where I comment and provide my personal commentary as an American who loves the Constitution and loves this country, and as a conservative, even sometimes borderline libertarian. I will give you my comment on some of the news stories, current events, etc., with eyes and views of a constitutionalist. This is not a Republican-leaning commentary. This is not a Democrat-bashing commentary. This is a commentary based on what I think is happening and my personal views. But once again, my bias is toward the Constitution of the United States of America. That being said, let's look at today's news story that I want to comment on. This will be my first entry. It's only going to be one item. In the news today, Jeb Bush pushed amnesty at conference. You can Google it and you can find your own news sources. I've read several news sources, but the one I'm going to look at here is immigrationreform.com, a website that purports to give a voice to true immigration reform on both sides of the issue. That being said, you can verify this on your own. But at a prominent conference of education innovators, Jeb Bush, former governor of Florida and a Republican, which we used to equate the Republican Party with the Conservative Party, meaning a party that believes in the rule of law. Jeb Bush, who we know is considering a 2016 run for a presidential election, said he called for more guest worker programs and a path to amnesty for all the country's illegal immigrants. Pathway to amnesty for all illegal immigrants. Now, why would Bush say this? This is kind of what I want to get into. Once again, this is my opinion. I'm not privy to what's happening. But let's look at a few things. Jeb Bush, part of the Bush dynasty. I know a lot of my conservative friends love Bush, and they get upset when I speak, not ill of Bush, but I point out that Bush was not a true conservative. But today I'm not commenting on the bailouts, I'm not commenting on No Child Left Behind, and I'm not commenting on the growth of the federal government under Bush. All things which are contrary to a true conservative values when it comes to the United States of America politics. What I think Jeb Bush is doing here is he's setting himself up for 2016 election to make himself possibly look good and bring people who are currently not within the realms of the Republican Party. Perhaps people who are independent, people who may be fiscally conservative or even socially conservative, but have a soft spot when it comes to illegal immigration and amnesty and reform. Now, why would he do this? Is there something that we're missing here? Why was Boehner and others pushing for this as well? I think Jeb Bush is politicking here. Remember, once again, who he comes from. He comes from the Bush family. Now, before we can really analyze what I think he's doing here, let's look at what Obama's doing. We know that Obama last year was calling for, I won't say calling for, but was perhaps leaning toward or helping us understand or giving us insight that perhaps executive orders would be coming down the pike with regards to amnesty. And I'm here at fairus.org or fairus.org, another website. You cannot say that this is a right-leaning website or a conservative website. This is the website for the Federation for American Immigration Reform. This is what they reported happened here recently. This is on April 9th of this year. The Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jeh Johnson met privately with the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. All right? And the thing they're talking about is immigration. When the people were at the meeting, they reported that they were understanding, or coming to the understanding, that, and this is of course according to his administration, everything is always politicking with Obama and his administration, but they wanted the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, the CHC, to come away with this. members of the CHC appear to agree that Obama does not consider himself bound by his public statements last November that he does not have the legal authority to suspend deportation unilaterally. Okay? At least 3 congressmen had left this gathering with the CHC and DHS and members of Obama's administration, convinced that the administration is reevaluating its previous views as to the limits on Obama's legal flexibility, though they claimed that no specific promises were made. So these people came to this meeting, and they left this meeting with the understanding that Obama was reevaluating ways that he could implement amnesty or some sweeping immigration reform through some sort of executive order. Now, we know that Obama has said that he doesn't have the power to do that, but it wouldn't be the first time he reversed his opinion. If you remember this DREAM Act, he unilaterally did that. Okay, so how do these two things tie together? I think Jeb Bush is setting himself up so that no matter what Obama does, he will look good to those who are not strong in the Republican base. Now, here's the honest truth. The Bush name, there will be tons of Republican and conservative sheeple who will follow Bush. They like Bush. It doesn't matter that Bush was a fake conservative. Doesn't matter that he bailed out the banks. Doesn't matter that there was a war that he took us, which has left us poor and stricken in poverty, if you will, due to this unfunded war. None of that matters because, unfortunately, a lot of people equate Bush with conservatism as he being a Republican. Bush is not worried about the Republican base. If he decides to run, he will get that Republican base. But how does he get the other people, the fringe, the independents? By amnesty. Now, I'm not saying that Jeb Bush here is being disingenuous. I honestly believe that he probably does believe in what he says and what he feels about amnesty. But I think the play here is this. If Obama unilaterally does executive order, and this comes into play, when he runs for 2016, he can go back and say, look at all the public statements I made. I was for this. Therefore, he's not going to alienate those who want sweeping amnesty and immigration reform. Okay? And if it doesn't happen, if Obama's not able to institute this, then he has a platform on which he can say that he's been consistent as of 2009, 2010, whenever he started being vocal about this. And as we go into 2016 elections, he can use that as one of his platforms to court those that are not currently of the conservative or Republican base. I think Jeb Bush here is politicking. He may believe in it, but he's putting it out there. This is calculated. Remember, the people that are going to be and are assisting Jeb Bush now are the same people that assisted the Bushes, and they know American politics. These are not people that are bound to the Constitution. These are not people who are bound to the party or to any ideology. They are bound to making their candidate win. These are folks that will sell their mother if selling their mother will be one more vote for the candidate that they're backing. My name is James Lyles. Today is April 22nd. This is my commentary. And remember, look past parties, look past all the rhetoric, base your ideas on conservative values and the Constitution, and look at American politics and news through those eyes. Good night.